Oh, sometimes I mute it and it just doesn't take. I hate that. Sometimes it works good. Hey, Seth.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So we seem to be having some issues, everybody. One of us might jump out, but might drop off. We'll do our best to get through. I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it's somewhere else. But just in case, bear with us and we'll work through it. Let's see. And I want to give my normal spiel here. The first half hour or so, Seth and I are just going to have a conversation. We're not going to be looking at the chat too much. So, I'm not going to be saying hi to everybody or reading the comments. That's where you can make fun of me. And then the second half, we'll open up to questions from the chat for everybody. And I think a lot of people are going to have questions about you, Seth, because you're out there, you sell fish, you've got great videos, you got great content. But like you said, this is the first time you've been on a live stream ever, right?
That's right. This is the first time I've been live ever. So, it's a little nerve-wracking for me, but it's really awesome that you do this because it gives someone like me an opportunity to go live where I probably wouldn't otherwise.
Gotcha. Well, that's good to hear because that's sort of my goal is to help people that maybe are on the edge about live streaming or like we have Robert Tianaqua who has a stutter, or Weldon. I saw he was in the chat earlier, with Tourette's, and they got to talk about their afflictions. I don't know what to call them, and I hope also that there may be somebody else out there that maybe has a stutter or has Tourette's or something like that, and they see these guys and maybe they're inspired to come out and hang out with us, because the Fish Fam really is an amazing community.
Sure. Excellent.
All right, so let's jump in. I know a few things about you. Oh, first of all, let me tell people in the chat. Seth, one day, when was this? I think January or February. I get a message from Seth, Instagram, I think, or something, and he says, "Hey, I saw you had some pea puffers. Are you interested in some more?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just got some. They're really cool. What do you want for them?" And he goes, "No, I want to send them to you." And he did. He sent me 2 good-sized pea puffers, and they're still alive. They're off to the corner here. You can't see them. They're still doing great. The male has really got some awesome copper color to his tail.
Awesome. Have they been good to the other pea puffers?
Yeah, they're all still. Oh, I lost one. I don't know if it had anything to do with that. I haven't seen aggression. I mean, even at feeding time, I feed them baby brine shrimp and bloodworms the most. And also they get snails from the other tanks too. But even at feeding time, I don't see really any major aggression. Maybe a little chasing, but nothing serious. So they've been really good. So I've said thank you about 10 times, so this will make it 11. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome. 10 times.
All right, so just wanted to get that out of the way first. All right, so Seth, tell us a little bit about yourself. First of all, where do you live?
Sure. I live in Utah, central Utah, Utah County. It's a small town, a few thousand people. It's a little rural, but we like it a lot, and it's a cool little place.
You're not too far from Weldon, right?
That's right. We're probably about an hour or so, depending on traffic there. But he did come down and shoot some of my fish, which was pretty cool.
Nice. Unfortunately, he's moving. He just posted today that he's moving to Texas.
Right. I started watching that video right before we went live here, but I didn't finish it. It was getting interesting.
It is. It is a good one, Weldon. It's good luck on that.
Oh yeah.
I've done that. I've done that a couple of times. Moved my family to a whole different area. And it's nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it's fun and
refreshing.
Yeah, refreshing. Yeah, because it's a whole new area to get used to.
Sure.
All right, so you live in central Utah with your wife?
That's right. My wife, going on 15 years in July, and then we have 2 kids. We have a boy named Finnegan. He's 9, going to turn 10. And then Lachlan, a daughter, and she just turned 7.
Nice. I love that name, Finnegan. That's an awesome name.
Right? Yeah. Naming kids is very difficult. That's like a lot of pressure is on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Call it Skippy. All three of my kids are named Skippy. That's Skippy 1, 2, and 3. We just stuck with a thing. No, but does he look like a Finnegan? Because my youngest son, his name is Aiden Connor, and he's a ginger, and he looks like an Aiden Connor. And his name fits him so well. Does Finnegan, because it's definitely got sort of a, the Irish.
Right. So at first we were a little maybe wary about it, but he's definitely grown into it, and it fits him perfectly now. He's just like a really outspoken, smart little kid. He's always giving you facts and stuff. So yeah, it fits him nice.
And does he have a nickname? Is it Finny or anything like that?
Yeah, I call him Finny, Finn. But he's kind of depending on the day what he wants to go by. He likes Finnegan though.
Gotcha. That's cool. Yeah, because you're right. It can be hard when you name a kid and they just absolutely hate their name. It does happen. Now, what about your daughter? What'd you say her name was again?
Lachlan.
Lachlan. Oh, that's a cool name too.
Yeah.
She's still young enough that she hasn't probably gotten to the point where she cares much.
No, and I think we call her Lockie. I think she likes that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's a cool nickname too. Finny and Lockie. I like it. That's pretty cool. Our kids, I think the nicknames were all like my oldest son. He was always Bubba. I think my daughter was like Baby or something like that. I can't remember. They were all B's, which is weird because their names all start with an A. It's Anthony, Ariel, and Aiden, which wasn't planned. That's just how it worked out. But all their nicknames were all B names. So, all right. So you guys live in Central Utah, and have you lived anywhere else, or is that home? That's where you grew up and everything, or?
So I grew up in northern Utah. My family, they are from around this area in Utah County, and my wife's family is from this area as well. But my family had moved up to northern Utah when I was young, and I met my wife while she was going up to college at Utah State. And then we ended up just moving back down here because, our parents ended up living just 10 minutes away from each other or something. So it was pretty cool how that worked too.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be where I went next, was how you guys met. So
sure.
she was at school. Were you both at school, or she was at school and you were hanging around school looking for chicks?
Yeah, probably a little bit of both. I was technically registered for Utah State at the time, but I never went to class. Gotcha. I ended up going to college probably 10 years later at UVU, where Professor Dan actually taught for a little while.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Did you know him there at any time? Were you guys there at any time or anything?
Not at all. I think we may have overlapped, but I was in philosophy. He was teaching theater, kind of different.
Yeah. You look like a philosopher. I was going to say philosophizer.
Yeah, that's right. I am a philosophizer.
You sort of got that look. I don't know what look that is, but maybe it's maybe it's the hippie-ish kind of look,
Sure, it's the hair and the beard.
Yeah, that adds to it. So what do you do for a living then?
So up until last year, I was doing corporate stuff. I worked for a big insurance company doing claims. But I quit last year, and I decided I was going to do the stay-at-home dad and kind of this fish entrepreneur thing and kind of try to go it alone that way.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
That's got to be scary. How long did you do the insurance stuff?
Just about 5 years. I went back to school. Before that, I was a carpenter. I did cabinet doors. I was the door shop foreman for a company, and I did that for 6 or 7 years, which was really kind of a cool trade, but something I just felt like I needed to get out of. But yeah, a lot of jobs before that too. Like we talked about in one of your streams earlier, I was also a grocer, a dairy manager at a grocery store for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was,
and then
I sort of missed that. I worked, I was a greengrocer. I was the produce manager, and there's times I sort of missed it a little bit.
Sure.
There was just something about it. Partly because I lived in Arizona at the time, and there's not really a major change of seasons. It does change a little bit, maybe in January. 2 freeze days a year. That's the average. So the only way you really saw the change of seasons was when the different produce came rolling in.
Oh yeah.
And somebody who's been, I grew up outside of Chicago, so I was used to those 4 seasons. So I missed them so much, and that was a good way to stay connected.
Oh yeah, so that's pretty cool.
It had to be pretty scary though to just quit your job and decide to do this. I mean, being a stay-at-home dad though was pretty cool, and I wish more. I don't want to say just men, but I just wish more people had the opportunity to stay home with their kids when they're young like that. I think that's a big part of issues today, is that kids don't have a mom or dad who's home when they get home from school or whatever,
Sure.
So that's got to be very cool for them.
Yeah, and hopefully that changes a little bit now with the shift. Maybe people are working at home a little bit more. So that's been nice. But yeah, it really is an opportunity. It's something I've enjoyed. It's something I did in the past. I was a stay-at-home dad when I went back to school for a while. And I really did miss it when I did the corporate gig. But yeah, it was definitely really difficult to say see you later to that kind of security and pay. Yeah. All the stuff that comes with it. But to be honest, I was just ready to be my own boss and see what I could do. I was sick of making money for the man.
Yeah. Nice. Love it. I absolutely love it. And I didn't put that in the description because I couldn't remember, but you do sell fish. Get Gills is one of the places, right?
That's right. And then a little bit on Our Fish Collective.
Okay.
But it seems like they're maybe working on their site a little bit. I'm not too sure exactly that. Anyway, Get Gills for the most part.
Get Gills for the most part. Okay. And let's see. What did I look at? What did I almost buy from you? We were talking about it. Was there some plecos maybe?
It was the lemon blue eye plecos.
Yes. Yes. Right. And I still want to get some. I don't remember why I held off now. There was a reason.
I don't know.
I don't remember what it was. It was a few months ago, but
I am getting a ton more. So there's going to be plenty of blue eye lemons here shortly.
Well, as soon as you're ready, then hit me up because I think I want to get some. I've been wanting to get some.
Yeah, and we can work something out. And
well, I don't want a deal. You've already given me bits. I want to go through the whole process, but just let me know when they're available so I can. I want to pay just like the regular guys do. Because I think I'm a regular guy. I don't know. I'm just a regular guy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking for any freebies or anything. And just let me know when they're available, and I'll pay the going rate.
Sure. Sounds good.
So what are your different plans to go with? Is it mostly selling fish, or what are your different plans for, the new fish keeping part of your career?
I don't know. So I recently got goats. I've been raising up baby goats, bottle feeding 3 little kids. I'm really interested in, maybe what aquatic plants we could propagate at a rate that would be fast enough to maybe supplement like a really good food source for some farm animals. Yeah. I know like Goliad Farms has been looking into that a little bit. But my wife and I were planning on moving just a little bit down the street to a little bit more land. So maybe have a greenhouse. I don't know. But I get a lot of distractions and pulled in a lot of different directions. So I got to get focused on one thing at a time,
And that you said that, and so many people are like, "Oh, I could never stay home. I would get bored." And I'm like, "You're friggin' crazy," because there's so many distractions. There's so many things. I'm retired, right? And my days are not I'm never, ever, ever bored. I always have something to do, something. I mean,
Sure.
I have so many things lined up that I even as a retired person, I don't have time to get to all of them. I don't know how anybody could not fill their time when they're at home. So I get that about all the distractions.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Like even in my extra free time, I like to learn new languages. You know, I've been learning German a little bit.
Nice.
So, you know, just try to fill my time. I don't know. I can't help it, really.
Do you already know any other languages? Is German the first one that you're trying to learn, or do you know other ones? Are you fluent in any others?
I took German in high school, and I wanted to start learning Spanish, and I kind of went down that rabbit hole a while. But then I kind of thought, like, well, I already know a decent amount of German. Let me just check that out. And it came back really fast. So I really started enjoying it. And, you know, now I don't even miss a day trying to learn that one.
I don't know how it came back to you. I took 3 years of German, and I don't remember. I remember wirklich, which is really, I believe.
Really? Yeah.
That's it. That's all I remember from 3 years of high school German. Spanish I know a little bit of just because I lived in Arizona for so long, and you just sort of pick it up. My kids are very fluent, and my wife is learning. She's using an app, and she's learning Russian right now. I thought that was
awesome.
Cool. She's there's a coworker that they have. My daughter and wife work at the same place, and one of their coworkers is Russian. So they wanted to learn some Russian just to one day surprise her out of the blue and, you know, say some stuff to her.
Sure.
So well, I said I wasn't going to look at the chat, but he said 3 years of Spanish, I can say crazy chicken.
Right. And that just happens to be a restaurant.
Yeah. Man, I haven't seen one of those in forever. I don't think they have them up here. I remember seeing them all the time in Arizona. I remember when the first one opened there, but I don't remember seeing any of them here. So that's another good segue. You're just setting me up perfectly here. Hobbies. What other kind of hobbies do you have? Is most of your time taken up by the fish and the goats and taking care of the kids and everything, or is there other hobbies? Video games?
Most of it, but I do like to backpack. One of the reasons I got the goats is I want to raise them to be pack animals.
Nice. That's cool.
That takes about 4 years to get a good pack animal, so that's kind of the long game. But I also want to milk them and stuff. But I do like to backpack, so hiking, camping, and hunting and fishing and all the stuff that kind of goes with that. I reload a few bullets here and there, but once you have them, then you don't really need to keep reloading them.
Sure.
But yeah, there's a couple hobbies I could probably go on.
No, that's fine. I mean, is there any one that really sticks out that you really are enjoying right now? And I got to go back to the goat thing again. I've never ever heard anybody that was raising their goats to pack animals, and that's just awesome. That is so cool. I'm so jealous. I would love to have a pack animal like that, and be able to take like a maybe do the Appalachian Trail or something. You know,
that would be so awesome. And we have the Uintas nearby, which is a beautiful mountain range that just it gets up really high in the elevation, and the fishing is amazing. But I researched pack goats probably longer than I researched fish, but I never felt like I had the land or the means to take care of goats until this year, and I just pulled the trigger and I went with it. There's some really cool stuff on YouTube if you like watching random YouTube videos on pack goats.
Remember that, people. We're going to be doing a deep dive on pack goats soon.
That's right. Incredible creatures. I love those goats. But I would say my favorite hobby right now has got to be the language. It's got to be the German.
Nice. What is it about it that just another way of thinking? You know, because it goes with it. It's not just learning how to say something differently. You're putting stuff together differently, and your thought process is a little different. You're not just right? I mean, it's a whole different way of putting it down. It's not just switching out words.
I love it. It's kind of like a puzzle. They put, you know, the words are in order, right? You have subject, verb, object. And if you're describing the object, it's always like when and where and then what. Anyway, that's just how I'm learning myself. So I tell myself these weird things to learn it. But, I think what helped is in high school, I didn't do English grammar well. And then I learned it in college. And I think learning that and then going back and then relearning German really helped me put a lot of it together, because a lot of it has to do with subjects and objects and naming those items and modifiers, and you know, there's kind of a logic to it, and I guess maybe the philosophy plays into that a little bit too, that I really enjoy.
Gotcha. You know, we have a lot in common as far as the hunting, or not hunting. I don't hunt, but fishing and you know, the nature stuff. That was always my biggest hobbies. But you really lost me at the language stuff. It's just too much for me. So I guess we won't be best friends, but we could still be friends.
Sure. Yep, I won't hold that against you. No.
Okay. I've tried. I saw you, Patty. I'm just going to say that. You know, I always say I don't look at the chat, but then every once in a while I get distracted. Something will move over here because I have two windows open, you know, and I've got it over here. So I'm still keeping an eye on you people. You got to keep an eye on them, Seth, because if you don't, well, you've got kids. If you don't, you'll come home and there's going to be markers all over the wall. There's going to be, you know, somebody painted somebody else. It's not a good thing. So you really have to keep watching them.
And I don't even have it pulled up. I'm just expecting you as the good host to keep them all
in line. Okay, so we talked about the hobbies and stuff. What about you know, video games or movies? Any of that? You know, is there anything there that's like really?
I played video games growing up, you know, pretty heavily. But as soon as my son, you know, wanted me to play, he called it Boom Boom, and that was like the Call of Duties. That's when I put an end to a lot of the video games. They still play their video games, nothing like, you know, the serious ones. But I was like a really big Harry Potter nerd growing up. I read the books, I listened to the books.
That made me feel old.
And then like Pokemon cards when I was younger, big into Pokemon cards.
That's made a huge comeback. My youngest son he just got his first job, and he's spending a lot of money. Their Pokemon stuff has made a huge comeback, and they can't even keep the cards on the shelf. They have to regulate how many you can buy and stuff from like Walmarts and all these places.
And I couldn't get like the first edition Pokemon cards, but when I was buying them new, it was really my friend's mom buying them for us. But we were getting the second edition, but I had some really nice cards. And when I look at prices now, it kind of makes me sick. Because I did sell them and I did profit, but nothing like I could have done.
Yeah, they have just skyrocketed in price. That's just amazing. It's a long... You know, Pokemon is really up there as one of the longest continuous cool things. You know what I mean? It really never really went out of style for, you know, teenagers.
Yeah, it crossed generations, you know, and not many things really do that. A lot more things, but yeah, Pokemon definitely did.
Yeah, because usually, you know, you look at it and go, oh, my parents like that. That's crap. You know? You know, you don't like anything your parents like. Some kids are like that. My kids happen to not so much. They like, when it comes to music and stuff, we have pretty much the same type of tastes and stuff, and I'm lucky that way, I think.
Oh, that's nice.
It makes it easy to, you know, for car trips and stuff.
Road trips,
same type of music.
Sure. And what type of music is this?
You know, classic rock, folk, newer folk music, like a lot of the, like Lord Huron and Avett Brothers, and but a lot of progressive rock. Like there's a band called Coheed and Cambria that are
Sure.
They're from. You've heard of them?
I listened to them quite a bit back in my high school days. So if it's something more new, I likely haven't heard it, but
Coheed and Cambria is from Kingston, New York, and
cool.
My oldest son and our adopted son, which is his best friend, they found the band. I don't know. Well, let's see. They were 14, I think, when I took them to their first concert to see them. We went to Buffalo to see them. That was their very first concert ever. I took my son, our adopted son, and there was six boys all together. I took them to go to the concert. So they absolutely love. That's their favorite band by far. My son's got the tattoo. I mean, just everything.
That's so awesome.
So a lot of progressive rock, a lot of classic rock, but then there's some new stuff. I mean, I'm not one of those people. I was born a long time ago, and a lot of people my age say, "Oh, there's no good music today," and that's the women that sound like that. But that's just not true. There's still great music being made today. It's still out there. Maybe some of the stuff on the radio, the pop music, but pop music's always been crap.
Sure.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, and even some of the older generation musicians are still making music today.
Sure.
Like one of my favorites is Government Mule. With Warren Haynes as the front man.
Yeah.
And I've seen them, I should say, several times, and every time it's just amazing.
And he's got to be up there. Jeez.
Oh, geez. He played in the Allman Brothers.
He's got to be in the I would think.
Yeah, definitely. And he still has so much soul and is just so good. And anyway.
I saw the Grateful Dead a few times. Bob Seger, we could go on and on. Rush, I saw quite a few times. So that classic rock and progressive metal are where I live.
So were you able to see Jerry?
Yes, Jerry was still alive. Yep. In fact, I never saw the Dead without Jerry.
Oh,
yeah, he was still around when I didn't follow them, but I did see them a few times. Usually all within like Eastern California and Arizona, that area.
They would do like long runs with like 3-day, spreads. I only saw the Dead. Warren Haynes actually fronted that show. I've seen like Phil Lesh and Friends. I've seen Rat Dog. That's just Bob Weir. And then I've seen the Dead and Company, which is, help me out, that John Mayer, he was the front man for
Oh,
Dead.
Really?
And that was actually really good.
I like him.
Really impressed with Mayer on that.
Yeah. Now I think they're touring right now because I think Patty and Ames, who I haven't seen in a while, but she's a big Dead fan. I think that they're touring right now, and those both are going to go see them. I think.
It's so good. I haven't heard many people that can play the guitar. I mean, I'm not going to say like Jerry played, but just good enough that it's like, yeah, that's good. It's good. Sorry. I get excited about that stuff. John
Mayer is, I like him just by himself. I really do. I've always liked him. And I guess he fits in with them pretty good.
Yeah. And again, like less of his radio stuff, but yes, I agree.
Definitely very talented. So music is a big hobby then too. That's or at least a big part of your life. It sounds like.
Yeah, I play the ukulele a little bit.
Nice.
I try to play some Grateful Dead songs on the ukulele, but it's more of like I kind of have like a YouTube affinity where it's like if you can learn how to do something on YouTube, I kind of get behind that,
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. But what's weird is I was an IT guy for a long time, so technology was right up my alley, YouTube and things like that. But I never ever once used YouTube as a learning medium until fish keeping. There was just something about fish keeping that really lent itself to that YouTube just fit. But every other, and I go through phases. I get obsessed with things, and I have to learn everything about it. Kayaking. When I started kayaking, that's all I did. I mean, that was my life. I just constantly went. I went in the middle. I have a video, my very first YouTube videos from like 12 years ago, which I didn't put up for anybody. I put up just to show friends. I didn't have even, it was all unlisted. It's me kayaking in Lake Ontario in the wintertime. There's icebergs and stuff and all that.
I bet that's incredible.
There is, but it is a great medium. But there's just something about it that never jived with me very well. I always wanted to read an article instead of watching a video. And Rachel O'Leary a couple of weeks ago said the same thing. But there must be certain people that the way they learn. She said she really can't learn very well from watching a video, but she can, take the same subject in a article and she picks up a whole bunch more.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm the same way. So,
that's
but
awesome.
You're not though. You can watch YouTube videos and really pick stuff up and learn stuff from them.
Yeah, I think so. I do like to, reference, say, like a legitimate article if I'm trying to maybe find something that I would classify as like, I don't know, needing a higher authority, because you run into a lot of stuff where you're like, is that right? And I know I've said stuff where it's like, is that right? But it feels right at the time, and in your experience, it's right. So you kind of got to be careful there, but you can almost get more out of a YouTube video watching what you shouldn't do than what you should do. So if you watch a couple, I feel like you get a good idea of good ideas and bad ideas.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. You said something, and I was going to go off on a tangent on that, and I don't remember what it was now. I do that all the time. The YouTube videos. Let's see. Back to music. Oh, ukulele. My daughter plays the ukulele. She actually has she's not here tonight. She usually comes in the stream too, but
cool.
She plays ukulele, and she's pretty damn good, I have to say so. She's got a couple of videos out there.
Awesome. I'm definitely not good. I'm maybe getting better, but I probably should practice a little bit more.
Now, can you sing while you play?
I can make noise out of my mouth hole while I play.
Gotcha. She does. She's a great singer too, and it's really she's come a long way. I mean, I remember, when she was a teenager and she was singing, and I was like, she's singing. It's good. I like to hear her sing, but maybe she doesn't have to sing so loud, But now she sings stuff, and she sings a lot of stuff. She'll be in her room singing like House of the Rising Sun or some CCR or something. I'm like,
nice.
Man, that sounds damn good. She
nice.
Sounds good.
That's awesome.
She's out getting drunk with her friends right now, so.
Oh, fun.
She's an adult. She's allowed. What were you going to say? I interrupted you.
I don't even remember. Something about
the kids. Getting them involved.
I try to get my kids to play. That's right. Instruments, keyboard, ukuleles, but, sometimes maybe not getting them involved, and they get involved themselves is better. I don't know.
Nope, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying 100%, because sometimes you can maybe push them into things that you enjoy, and it sort of pushes them away from it. And then they discover it on their own, and it makes a big difference. So I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked about your past. We talked about your hobbies. We talked about where you sell fish. What do you have currently available too on Get Gills? Do you remember?
Let's see. I've got some juvenile panda cories. I have some least killies, the Heterandria formosa. Let's see. I have some plecos, I think I only have one super red left. It's crazy how fast those sell. I have some long fin, lemon blue eye plecos, and some short fin. I know I have a few snails, maybe a few plants. I've been planning on expanding my inventory. I have a ton of empty tanks, and I'm building a fish room. But like I said, I got kind of distracted with the goats, and I always think like I can do the fish room, in the winter time. And anyway, yeah.
That's just funny. I mean, just not too many people say, I got distracted by the goats. It's not a common phrase that you hear, at least around here. I think that's the first time I've heard it uttered.
Sure.
I got distracted by the goats.
I thought it was wild. I was kind of excited getting the goats because with fish, you don't really have the option of, say, going to a vet. And I thought, like, well, at least now, if I have a problem, I can go to the vet. And nobody wants to take goats.
Really?
One vet told me that they don't take exotic animals, and I thought, exotic? It's a goat. So you do have to learn how to kind of be your own
well, that's unfortunate. I wonder why. Because you told me that your family, both sides, were farmers. So I got to imagine, and you said a rural area. So I'm just imagining that there's a lot of large animal vets, and nobody wants to take goats. They're not exotic. I mean, I don't know. There's a stripper joke in there somewhere, but
I know, right?
But exotic. Did you name the goat Candy or something? I don't know. That's just weird that they think goats are exotic.
Goats are exotic. Yep. So after I got turned down a couple times, I just decided I was gonna do more research and just figure it out myself and do what I felt like needed to be done.
Gotcha. And are you planning to breed them too, and actually is it called a herd? Is it a herd of goats?
Yeah, I think it is a herd of goats. I plan on breeding. I'll probably get a couple more male goats next year, and then if one of them looks like something I'd want to breed, I'd consider breeding that or a stud service and breeding either one or two or both of my females. Gotcha. And that way I can milk them and do all the good stuff with the goat.
What about cheese? Do you like goat cheese?
I do like goat cheese, so I'm excited about that. I'm interested in goat lotion. Goat lotion. I know, like Swampy Acres. I see them doing stuff with goat milk, which looks really awesome. But not that I've looked into it too much, but I will. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like there's some cool stuff there, but I'm more excited about the pack animal aspect of them.
Gotcha. So what about it sounds like maybe you do a lot of, is homesteading the word I'm looking for? I mean, do you do other stuff?
People call it that a lot. That's a term that gets thrown around a lot now. It's something that I'm a little bit interested, but probably not anything that I would film. Yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha. I just wondered if that was something that you guys wanted to get into more, as just there's so much that goes along with that of being self-sufficient at home.
Yep. And that's really what I want to do is, and if that's homesteading, then yes, that's what I want to do. But I do want to get more self-sufficient, less, consumer stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Back to the fish room part of it. You're in the process? Are you in the planning phase, or how far along are you with building the fish room?
So I stripped out a spare bedroom in my basement, and I thought that the floor was bad. It felt like cracked and damaged underneath my feet. So I ripped the carpet out, and there was a floor drain, and it was just like perfect. So I plumbed in water with a mixing valve. So I've got water plumbed. I've got the linear air piston. I just need to, at first I was going to build wood racks. I was going to try to use, some of my carpentry skills, but then wood prices got outrageous.
Yeah, they are crazy.
So I don't know. I need to build a lot of goat stuff. You know, I need
Yeah.
feeders, and so I'll just I don't know. I'll decide what I'm gonna do. But I've got fish that need like bigger aquariums that I need to get a move on. So yeah, I've got stuff to do for sure.
And are you going to be recording a lot of the fish room build? I'm always interested in seeing those because in a couple years, once the younger two kids have moved out, I'll have a huge basement available, and I want to build a fish room. So I'm expecting all of you guys to go, to forge ahead and show me the path.
Right. So my videos would probably be those what not to do ones. To be honest, I'm not the best vlogger or filmer. You know, I do, and then I think I should have filmed that, and that doesn't really work for what I'm doing.
I disagree with you. I think you do a great job. I always like watching your videos, and I usually find them very informative and well done. Better than mine. I don't do any editing. I don't ever. The only editing I do is when I throw the intro at the front and maybe put two clips together. But I don't ever do voiceovers or edit any. Whatever I say, it's staying in there. Just like these, these streams. I don't ever really. At first, I tried to do some. Maybe write down questions or maybe do a little research on the person. And I found that felt too stilted. It felt too, I don't know. I just like it better when we just have a conversation. And I have no idea what I'm going to ask or where it's going to go. I like that better. And I like my videos like that too. You don't do that though. Your videos are well put together. They are thought out, and you can tell you thought about what you're going to say, and that makes them so much more informative.
Well, so I appreciate it.
And if you did make some videos about the fish room, I would definitely watch them and get something out of them.
Well, awesome. Yeah. I mean, I hope to. I hope I don't, get distracted or lazy, whatever I'll call it. But yeah, I do plan on it. I'd like to build something that looks nice but functions nice and isn't, overdone, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I think a lot about it, I guess.
I'm just putting your link up here too.
Oh, thank you.
Ginger's here. Wow, that is weird. Because I was just thinking we haven't put your link in there, and I was just getting ready to do it, and then I look up, and Zen Ginger had just posted your link in the channel.
Nice. Thank you, Zen Ginger.
She's awesome. Everybody's awesome. Everybody's
awesome.
Mary Page. All right. Well, we're about 45 minutes in, if you can believe that. So I think now's a good time. Are you on a time limit at all?
I'm not. I'm
okay. Okay.
I'm good.
So I know that there's a couple of people that go live at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I think Ricky is one of them, RB Animals. I'm not sure about Mike. I'm not sure about Fish Room Fever. They normally go on Saturday nights, but with them being an aqua shell, I don't know. There's a lot up in the air that way. But sure. I know Ricky's going to 8 o'clock, right, Ricky? And you've got Vinny tonight. So that's definitely a good one. So let's, I'm going to scroll back up. Again, hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. And again, to everybody that came in, we don't even really look at the chat the first half hour. It's just us having a conversation. So if you said hi or you tried to get my attention and I didn't look at it, I apologize. But, it's by design. So let's see. Ricky said, I had all the first editions and lots of error cards and banned Pokemon cards when I was growing up. See, it was big everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And Mary said, thank you for all your help a little while ago on Terry. Oh, okay. Yeah, I jumped up with Mary on Terry's stream for just a little bit. Always like going over to Terry's. Let's see. Now's a good time for questions, peeps. And I'll scroll back up here a little bit and see. is there anybody, any YouTubers that you really, really enjoy in the fish fam that you really enjoy the most?
Sure. I probably Dan's Fish. I enjoy the most. I stumbled across him and I learned so much from him. But I've just started digging into Alex, the secret history living in your aquarium. I've started that from the beginning. I've started listening to that. But those ones right now are probably the biggest.
Great channels, both. Both are incredible channels. But sure. The proper answer was you, Rico Stan. You're my favorite.
I mean, that's obvious.
I'm just kidding. I don't offer the type of information that those guys do. I love Professor Dan and Alex. They're both just awesome people, and I enjoy watching them every chance I can. I miss them once in a while, and I always feel like I feel like I missed a concert or something. Like I missed one, even though I can go back and watch it. It's not live. I can't interact with the fish fam. Yeah. And that actually, as I'm waiting for questions coming in, Roxanne, hey, good to see you. Damn it.
Were you going to ask me about not chatting?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you about. You're reading my mind. Yeah. Right. So we talked about that when we did a test way back a couple months ago, and you mentioned that you don't do a lot of chatting in the streams. And is there a specific reason why that you don't jump in more? Because again, super nice guy, very intelligent. You've got a lot to offer the fish fam, and I think we're missing out by you not joining in more often.
Well, that's really nice. It's like chat anxiety. I don't know. I feel sometimes, I guess, by the time I've written out what I wanted to say, that moment has passed.
Yeah.
So then I don't say it. And then I even have a hard time, just saying like, hi, because I know probably not going to say anything after that, so it's a vicious cycle. Yeah. I don't know how to break that one.
What I try to do personally, and this, everybody does things differently, obviously. I try to focus more on the people in the chat. The guy that's the guy or girl or person that's doing the running the stream has their content and things they want to talk about, and I'll interact with them some, but I mostly deal with just the people in the chat. And that way you're not worried so much about the time, because there is lag too. Like we're talking right now, and they're not going to hear it for a minute and a half, so just basically focusing more on the chat itself just seems to help with that part of it. You're talking to the people in the chat, and if the person, now that reminds me though of a story that you told me about doing that, talking to somebody in the chat, and the host said something because they didn't understand what the hell you were saying because you weren't talking to them. No, and I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was it was kind of like getting burned, It was like, well, maybe I'll hold off on the chat a little bit.
But most of the people aren't like that, and most of the people are very they're just so happy that you're there talking to them. I know that's how I feel. I mean, we have 36 people watching, and I really appreciate each and every one of them. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
They want to hang out and talk. And if I don't understand what somebody's saying in the chat, I don't think it's them. I think it's me. I'm the one who didn't understand it. So
sure.
Stephen says, Rico says hi and bails all the time. You know what that is, Stephen, is I come in and I want them to know that I'm there to support them, that I'm watching, and that I've hit the like button, but either I'm spending time with my wife or I'm on my phone, and I have a really, really hard time chatting on the phone sometimes, especially like when I'm having a flare up or something, my hands swell up and I can't really talk on the phone. If I'm here on my computer, it's not that big of a deal. I'll be chatting like crazy. That's usually the difference. If I come in and I just say hi and I I don't call people by name and don't do everything, it's because I'm on my phone and I have a hard time with it. But if I'm sitting here at my computer, I'll be typing away.
Yeah, I can see that.
Again, Seth, I hope that you join us more often. I hope that you come into the chats and offer some information or offer some questions. Or Stephen, too important to chat. Yep. That's another guy who's got good content too, and great sense of humor. He did a video the other day that really did make me laugh, where he was looking for that special sticker to finish his laptop, and he got the aquarium co-op sticker instead, and the editing that he did really did make me laugh. So good stuff. Mary Page says, you're speaking my language. I just want people to know I'm there and I'm watching. I love everyone, but I love to just listen and learn. Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm doing as well. Let's see.
I just want to I dry heave before filming my face, never mind a live stream. And, but you did awesome, and I really hope that you start doing some live streams, Lav. I really do hope that you start doing more of them. The one with you and Mary and Roxanne, that was amazing. I hope that you're out there more often.
Oh yeah.
Carolyn MC says, I'm a lurker. Hello. It's good to see you. I don't know that your name looks familiar to me, and I probably said hi to you before, but thanks for being here. Jen,
I'm also a lurker.
Let's see. That's a lot of times when we do open up the chat for questions, we don't get a whole lot of questions. It's a very common thing. I don't know if people just don't. I think they're just a bunch of lazy assholes, to be honest. Every single one of them. Except for Patty. She's just an asshole. She's not so lazy. They know I love them. Right. They know I love them. I do. I love the Fish Fam. It's been very therapeutic for me. They've been so welcoming to me. I've been so lucky. I feel like there's a lot of very, very good YouTubers, fish tubers, and I feel like I've been very lucky because I've gotten to get like Rachel and Ben Ochart and just everybody, all these big names and little names, and I've just so many people have been open to having me interview them, and I just feel so lucky and thankful for all of them for doing it.
That is awesome. Your focus on series. I feel like it's kind of what we were missing here in the Fish Fam, because it kind of can get clicky, and you bring everyone on the same page, and everyone's welcome at the table, and I just love it, because no way would I maybe even be exposed to some people or again do a live stream. So again, thank you, and thanks for having me on. It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks. And that's exactly it. And see, you keep setting me up with these. The segues are amazing. We make a great team because you said everybody's welcome, and everybody is welcome. And if you're interested in being interviewed, shoot me an email, rico@ricostand.com. I don't care how big your channel is. I don't care if you don't even have any videos on your channel. As long as you've been involved in a Fish Fam and I've seen your name and you're out there, I'm interested in interviewing you. And everybody is welcome. I don't like clicks. I don't like those at all. I don't pick and choose who I'm going to interview. Anybody who sends me a request or an okay to interview them, I add to the list, and I don't care who it is. Now, having said that, I am scheduling out about I got about 10 weeks of scheduled interviews, but everybody's welcome. All right, let's see. Patty says I can be. Oh, it jumped on me. Where'd it go? Oh, there was a question here too. Ricky said, what's his favorite tank?
My favorite tank.
Does it have goats in it?
Right. Once I make one. No. My favorite tank is it's probably my beta macrostoma tank. It's just like a black water, dark tank. It's cold, but when you put a light on it, the fish in it are just gorgeous. I won those from Dan's Fish, from Preston John. I drove down to Phoenix to pick those up from him.
I remember that. That wasn't even that long ago, right?
It was just like last September.
Yeah, I remember that he said he wasn't going to ship and that people would have to come down. How long of a drive is it for you down to Phoenix?
It was like 12 hours. We stayed a night in a hotel. It was pretty cool. He invited us over the night before, so we went over and we hung out. He has an incredible fish room. I kind of broached the subject of like, hey, if I come back tomorrow, can I like take some pictures and put them on the internet? And he was really cool about it. But I mean, it's a terrible video. It's just like thrown together. But
my favorite type.
I don't know. I just didn't know how I could not film that fish room. It was amazing.
Yeah. So you have that up there. We'll have to go back and look at that one.
Yeah, it's on there somewhere.
Skull Aquatic says, is there a website coming soon? Are you planning on doing your own, or you're happy with like the opportunity or the Get Gills and the R Fish Collective and stuff like that?
So, I bought the domain for a website and I thought about starting it, but I really enjoy Get Gills as a platform. It's super, super user friendly. Like I'm in control of my products. Dan and Jonathan are excellent. There's little tweaks on the website where I've emailed and been like, hey, like it might be better if there was this, and they've been super receptive and like made the changes. And it's kind of like, I mean, if it's good enough for Dan, like he does good, right? So I don't know. I really like Get Gills, and if it supports Dan a little bit as well, I really like that too.
I bought from Get Gills. I bought from Dan directly. I bought from I can't remember I got my Bosemani rainbows from there, and a lot of people were like, "Man, where'd you get those? They're beautiful." I can't remember the username. It's like Data File, but it's spelled weird. Something like that. He sells on Aquabid and I think eBay too, but I did go through Get Gills, and I agree. It's a great website that to buy from. Let's see. Lav said, my peas are very shy, plenty of spaces to hide and perfect parameters. Anything I can do? Do you keep yours with any other fish?
So I kept like 9 pea puffers together for a while. I had them with a little guppy. I keep them with some plecos I don't have any issues with. Some of them can live with cherry shrimp. Some of them will eat cherry shrimp. It's just they're really, in my opinion, individual fish. They have their own personalities for such a small little critter.
Yeah.
But as far as, I don't know. It seems like if they're shy, they're just kind of shy. I've had a pea puffer before that was really outgoing, and I scared it really bad, and then it was shy. Same thing kind of happened with my spotted Congo puffer back here. The 40 breeder lids are really heavy, and I dropped it and it slammed shut while she was up at the surface, and it just scared her really bad, and kind of almost changed her after that. So they're really smart fish and really incredible. But as far as what you can do is I'd maybe turn the light down low, floating plants, but maybe a dither fish, if they can live with like a little guppy that would grow up with them, that might help.
That's where I was going with, had you cap them with other ones to see if a dither fish would help at all. I just have, I have 7 of them in there because I did lose one, with a couple of clown plecos, and that's it. And the ones I got from you are very, very personable. They're very. In fact, I only have two animals named in my fish room. One of them is my blue lobster. It's up in here. His name is Zoidberg, and I love him. He is so cool. I watch him more than any of the fish. I absolutely love him. He's getting so big. And then my other one, I named after our friend Patty in the chat. Then that's the pea puffer, Patty the pea puffer. Nice. Because it did have, so every time I go over to that tank, it comes running up, right to the front, and I put my hand on the glass, and it comes around, and it wants to interact.
Yeah, so, and she's like the biggest pea puffer I've ever seen. I mean, just
she is. And that's not why I called her Patty. Don't read anything into that. It was all about the personality. Yeah, just an awesome fish. And both of them have colored up really nicely. I mean, they have, like I was telling you before, the male, the copper color on his tail is just so strong. Cool. The ones I got from Aquahuna are still pretty small. They really haven't grown very fast. And they don't have near the color that the ones I got from you.
Have they shown any breeding? I know I was trying to breed those two before I sent them to you.
Not that I've seen.
They'll like nudge each other really hard. They can be pretty relentless, but yeah, they were breeding before I sent them. And Lav, she actually had a baby pea puffer from her. She has a trio, and
nice.
It just blew me away. The cutest little fish I think I've ever seen is that little pea puffer.
Nice. No, I haven't seen any in that tank. And I need to do more with that tank as well. I don't. I'll be honest. I don't maintain that tank as well as I should. Maybe it's just because it's up in the corner and I have a hard time getting to it. But anyways, okay. There's Mike, Florida Fish Rescue. Good to see you, and everybody else too. I don't want to, I'm just going through the chat here, so I'm getting the people that came in later.
Sure.
Let's see. And I'm way behind again. Okay, here we go. Rico was one of the first people I ever noticed in comments and chats because he was always there. Oh, Mary, I'm honored to be his friend now. Well, thank you, Mary. I did always try to just comment and chat because I wanted to support people. I don't know how else to give back. I've learned so much from the Fish Fam, and I don't really have a way of giving back other than, I give super chats to those channels that are large enough to get that. But so otherwise, I just make sure I try and comment on the videos and give them a like, and all that stuff doesn't matter. And if I see somebody who's doing something really cool, I try to call them out, I don't have a big channel by any means, but every eye that sees your channel helps, I think. So,
yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of people out there that deserve to have way more subs than I do, and I want to help them all get there. So,
sure.
All right, let's see. Weldon had to leave, but then he's back, and then he probably left again because I'm so far. Let's see. Deborah said, "I'm in demand. I'm on fire." I think some people wish I was on fire. Let's see. Has anyone seen a goatfish before? Ricky said. I don't know that there is a goatfish. And Weldon said, Preston John is that elusive legend of a fish breeder, but also humble in his ways. And I've heard that too. And then, of course, Ben Ginger dropping the link to your video on Preston John.
Oh, nice. I ended up leaving that fish room with a ton of fish. I won the beta macrostoma, but he sent me home with all sorts. It was incredible.
That is awesome. And I don't see him out that much. I really need to. Maybe I could get him to come up because I don't know much about him, but I see his name quite often.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Gagori would like to know, what's your favorite fish?
Favorite fish? It's probably the spotted Congo puffer. I've got two of them. I believe they're both females. I raised one up for my brother, but they're just the best puffer, I think.
Okay. And I haven't had those yet. I've only had the pea puffers, but I do want to expand whenever I can actually get an an actual fish room, because I have 10 tanks in this little 15 by 15 room. I think I can do some more though. I think I'm going to build one more rack that sort of separates the room here, and then maybe I can do it. Skull Aquatics would like to know what's in the tank behind you there, and we're going to go ahead and put you on full screen so maybe we can see what's in there.
Sure. I could probably get my phone over there, but I don't know. In this coconut hut is a spotted Congo puffer. She's pretty shy unless she's coming out to get some food. Let's see. I have Hillstream loaches. There's quite a few of them. They breed pretty prolific in this tank. So there's probably a dozen or so with the babies. And then I have Daisy's blue rice fish. There's a couple babies as well. They breed in here. There's a super red regular fin pleco. And then there's probably about 9 peppered cory with long fin genetics swimming around at the bottom. But yeah, it's mainly the spotted Congo puffer. She's not going to come out. She likes to hide.
Now, the Daisy's blue rice fish, is one of those. There's 2 different ones, right? There's the Medaka. Is that the other one?
So yeah, that's a different species of rice fish. These are the Orezius warowai, or however you pronounce Latin names.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Now, one of them looks better in ponds, right? Is it like the Medaka? There's got more colors on top, and then
yeah, I think so. The platinum Medaka, the Miyuki, the whites, they have like a really beautiful. I want to call it a dorsal stripe, like on a stock animal, but the top of them has that really bright silver. So top down, they're really stunning. But
Gotcha.
I like the daisies in the ponds. People say that they can't take the temperature swings as, say, a Medaka, but I've taken daisies under 60 and over 90, and they breed. They make a ton. I think they look like little rainbow fish. They're one of my favorites.
Yeah. I think I want to go with some of those. Now I need to do one more little pond this year. I have just 2 little ones. In fact, I took a kiddie pool that we had for the dogs, and it's working good. I got guppies in that, and then I also have just a small little, it's like a 25-gallon tub.
Okay.
And I have guppies in that one too, 2 different strains. One of them's got shrimp in there too, and they're doing well. But I want to do the rice fish or the gold cloud minnows in there as well.
Sure. Yeah. So the Daisy's blue, they are difficult to see the fish in the tub. So like if you're looking for that enjoyment of looking down on them, don't do the Daisy's blue. I mean, they'll breed and make more and eat the mosquito larvae, but they are hard to see.
Gotcha. And that's what somebody told me. I almost bought the other ones, and I explained why I was buying them. And they said, oh, no, you want to get the Medaka. So that's good to have that verification. Let's see. Steven said Dan is changing the game with selling fish. I agree. I think he's doing a great job. And there's a lot of good sellers out there, too, though. I mean, Cadron Aquatics, I bought from him. I try my hardest to buy my fish from, because there's no local fish store. So I try to buy from fish fam people. In my 75-gallon, I bought, I think 1 fish came from Aquahuna, but everything else that's in there came from fish fam people.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like to as well. I mean, I like to see how other people pack and ship, but I do copy Dan with his packaging and shipping of fish. I believe that he does do it the best way, and by emulating that, I'm going to have the most success. I don't think it's the cheapest way, but I think it is the best way.
Yeah. And he always says something that I really like, is that we need to make sure that we're doing the best. And I say we, I haven't shipped any fish yet, but we need to do the best that we can to keep the package safe. So if something happens to the fish, it's not leaking all over everything, so that they don't block us from selling fish. And
we can't ship fish anymore.
Yeah. Oh man.
Online fish sales just. We'd have to create like a fish Uber. Could you imagine?
Uber.
Yeah, right. Uber. Your fish will Uber.
Lav said, so maybe a couple of guppies, and then that's back to the pea puffers. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I don't know though. It's worth it a try. I mean, I've a lot of people say that the pea puffers can be very aggressive with other fish. Mm-hmm. So, but other people don't. So I think it's just worth a try.
So my biggest issues with pea puffers have been keeping them together. If there's like a low puffer on the totem pole, they will just brutalize it. But I raised a baby guppy up with them, and they chased it. Like if they could have eaten it, they probably would have. But the fact that it didn't hold still for them, eventually it just became something in the tank with them.
Oh, gotcha.
And it might make them feel more comfortable if there's a little dinky fish. If that's safe, then I'm safe. But,
yeah.
And guppies, I don't want to say they're disposable, but if it was a coal guppy, it may be more disposable.
Fish police are going to be coming after you.
That's right.
But I'm with you. Let's see. Lav would like to know if you sell the Hillstream loaches.
So if I could catch those suckers, I would sell them. But they are the wiliest little bastards I have ever dealt with. So I've completely stopped. I've given like 6 of them to my brother, but I have not tried to catch any more out because I cannot figure it out. So
just too much of a PETA.
Yep, they stick to the glass. They hide under flat surfaces. They even if you trap them with the net, they will stick to the glass. They won't unstick to the glass. So not worth it.
Does your brother do anything YouTube wise? You've talked about that before, that he does keep different fish.
So my oldest brother, he was into fish a long time ago. He did cichlids and monster fish. He was very much a purist, wanted location specific cichlids, and he sold them. And then he got out of it. And then my younger brother got into the hobby. He was the one that got me into the hobby. You may see him around as BG Aqua. I think he won Dance Fish, Sparky, Angelfish.
Oh, well, he was in here, yeah. Well,
awesome. Hey, Blake.
Yeah, so I did see him.
That's my brother Blake. He got me in to the hobby, really. He's been doing it for a long time, been breeding fish. But I've been trying to get him to make YouTube videos for longer than I've been making videos. And one of the reasons why I did it was to show him, like, look, if I can do it, you can do it. But he's got a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and a lot of good ideas, and I always try to get over there and film, but, life, he's only like 5 minutes from me, but.
Yeah, he said he just said still here. And BG Aqua, I think you should, jump in. Things don't have to be. I'm a great example. Again, I have a small channel. I don't think I'm even at 500 subs yet, but if I can do it, I feel like anybody can do it. I really do.
Right. Yeah, so, me too.
I am so far behind in the chat. So, and we got about 10 minutes or so until I don't want to block Ricky.
Sure.
So if I don't get to your question, I apologize, people. You know how this works. But Florida Fish Rescue, Mike said, happy birthday shout out to my wife, Heather, who has utterly put off her birthday to work her ass off to help prepare for Jess's visit on Monday. Well, happy birthday, Heather.
Happy birthday, Heather.
And yeah, that'll be a fun visit with Jess. Let's see. Nice. Megan Gordon, who I'm not familiar with. Hi, Megan.
That's my wife.
Oh. Well, hi there. It's a whole family affair. So when will your new fish room be done? With the big smiley face.
I guess when she finishes building it, I guess.
Well, it's nice knowing you.
Right. I'll need to build a doghouse now.
Yeah, a goat house.
That's right.
Numerous species of rice fish, Weldon said. Okay. Madaka's viewed top down. Good, good. Dragonair, Patrick said Madaka are cold hardy, the others is not, as they come from tropical areas. But I think it's another one of those things. It's like, they don't normally do well, but some people can get them to that point. Sure. People talk about even like discus and hard water, that kind of stuff. Sure. It's just getting them there. Ricky looks like he's going to take off, getting ready for his stream. We'll be over there, Ricky. Let's see. Daisies. Oh, damn. I hate that it jumps on me. Where was I at? Daisies is sort of in between pure tropicals and Madakas. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Good to know. Heather said thank you. If it wasn't for online fish sales, I wouldn't have many fish, Paul said. And I agree with you, because I have the same issue. My local fish store is currently an hour and 15 minutes away, but they're moving another 15, 20 minutes farther away. They're actually going to be, and I don't know that this is true, this is just what the owner has said, they're going to be the largest freshwater fish aquarium store in the U.S. or maybe east of the Mississippi. I can't remember what it was. I've seen the building, and it's massive. Now, this guy reminds me a lot of Corey. It's the place is Rock Beach Aquatics, and they're currently in Irondequoit, New York. He reminds me a lot of Corey, though, because he'll bring the plants in, and he doesn't sell them to you right away. He grows them out. He does a lot of breeding. He likes to do stuff for the hobby. He likes to work very closely with the local breeders and stuff. It's going to be a massive store. As far as being the largest, I don't know. I trust the guy. It is going to be massive, though, so I am looking forward to it. It's just so far.
My fish stores they're far away. I'm rural, so most of my fish come from Aquabid or Get Gills, or my brother Blake. Really, a lot of them come from him. But yeah, without online, I wouldn't have any.
Wouldn't have access to all those. Yeah. I haven't jumped into Aquabid yet. I need to. I don't really need any. Actually, I think I'm on killifish next. I just bought some Pseudomagil luminatus rainbows. Or I don't know if they're actually rainbows or not, but and I love those. But I think I'm moving on to killies next. And I need to shut up and go through these questions so we don't miss anybody. Mike said, if you manage to breed pea puffers, is the process the same for green spotted and figure eights?
I have no idea, because I know those are brackish water. I don't know if the requirements are, a freshwater breeding and a brackish water hatching, or vice versa. And both those fish are considerably larger. But I know, say, the spotted Congo puffer is quite a bit larger. But the hatchlings are still so small that maybe it is similar. But I don't have that experience. I don't know.
Gotcha. Let's see. Hey, Diego's in here. Good to see you, buddy. Weldon said, I'm curious if you still have your little jars with plants and snails you were working on in the window.
I do. I still have both of them. They're carpeting out pretty nicely, but yeah, I couldn't grow dwarf hairgrass in any of my aquariums because I don't like the high tech. So I stuck it in the windowsill. Just, I was going to make that grow. So got it.
That's a great idea, because I have an east-facing window here. I need to do that.
Yeah, and then you can just put like a little pond snail in, and it'll keep the glass clean, and change the water once a month, and you should do good.
Let's see. Weldon said that is hard to compete with the wet spot in Oregon. The only bad thing about the wet spot is that you can't just order the fish right online.
Right. You got to call them or email them. You got to wait for them to email you back. Yeah.
It just bothers me, and I hear good stuff. I actually had a gift card for them that I got from Mob Guppy. I won from him. And because of their process, I gave it to Kenny from Daniken, because I know that they're not too far away. They live like 10 minutes from the place. So,
nice.
I sent it to him.
I think they're great. I ordered from the Wet Spot before I found Get Gills and Aquabid, and they're just they have really quality fish. They can come in small, but they're really good to tell you, like, hey, this is a small fish. I don't know. I've always liked their service.
I hear nothing bad about them. It's just a personal preference. It's the same. There's a guy called KGE Aquatics. He's on Facebook. Yeah, he sells a lot of plants. He does a good job. He's got Dr. Bassler's food and stuff. I haven't ordered from him because he doesn't currently have a website. You have to go through Facebook and send him a message, and it's just a personal preference.
Sure.
Dank Tanks, who's sort of local, he's not too far from me. He visited the new site for RBA. Tim, the guy, gave him a tour. So
awesome.
It's huge, he said. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad you got to look at it. Pea Puffer and Baddest. Oh, was that a question from before, keeping pea puffers and baddest together? Write that one for me again, if you would, Stephen. I'm sorry. Aquabit is solid. Yeah, I just haven't dove in. I just don't really have room right now for anything else.
Sure. Aquabit is good for more of your odd. I like it for like wild type live bears. You can find some interesting stuff that you probably won't find even online in other places. So.
And once you get used to who's the good sellers and stuff there, it's pretty.
Once you get good at navigating it becomes pretty clear.
Last few fish orders from the Wet Spot, Dan, some redfish, bluefish. Oh, there's another great one. I meant to order from him, but he was having some issues with shipping to my area because of FedEx. So I got to work them out. I almost bought some killies. Stephen said I haven't
done redfish, bluefish. They're on like an island in Washington, aren't they? Something like that. Okay.
Yeah, Bentley Pasco and Alex have both been there on tours and stuff together, actually, and they're friends with him, with Jason from Redfish Bluefish. He's another guy like Dan who really takes care of the fish and really puts the effort in. He only offers overnight shipping. Just another person I think who's very good for the hobby, and I'm going to get to interview him as well.
Nice.
Steven said, I haven't ordered from the Wet Spot because of the whole needing to interact with a person. Hey, Eric Furlow is in the house. Eric is at Aquashello. So Aquashello. I was going to say hello and Aquashella. So you get a Aquashello. Aquashalam, Eric Furlow.
Nice.
Dank Tank says, I might have been offered a job. Very cool. That'd be cool to work at RBA. Steven's question was, pea puffers and baddest. Has Seth done that before?
I've not mixed. I've never personally kept the Dario or the Spatties. I know that the scarlet baddest are usually pretty shy creatures. They'll find a little territory that they want to inhabit. So I don't necessarily see there being an issue unless the pea puffer decided that was the same territory. But they're so small. They're both so small. Bad stuff could happen. Good stuff could happen. I think just putting them together and having a plan B is the only way to go about that.
And, I think that seems to be a very common, answer. Yes, they don't normally go well together, but you never know. Sometimes it is worth it to try as long as you're paying attention. And as soon as you see any kind of aggression, you do have that plan B to move the fish back out. Yeah. Being responsible with it. But things can go together that people say don't. So
shouldn't. Right. Yep. 100%.
Ricky just took off, and again, his stream starts in 2 minutes. He's got Vinny from Vinny's Aquatics over there, so that'll be fun. Awesome. And Dragon Lair says Jason is one awesome guy all around. And Steven says, thanks for that answer. We should probably close her down so that everybody can go over and see Ricky.
Sure.
Paul Sotera says, does anybody know if James will be streaming from Aquashella? I don't know. I'm just looking real quick to see. I've been talking with Ed all day. He bought me a shirt.
Ooh.
I don't know what the shirt is because the picture that he sent me, I can't make it out. But I asked him to get me a shirt and I pay him for it.
Nice.
But no, I haven't seen anything. So I don't know if they're going to go live, but they would be at 8 o'clock as well. So
okay.
Seth, anything you'd like to tell people? Is there anything you got coming up or anything that you words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Test your water.
There you go. Thanks so much for coming up, man. This was a lot of fun. In fact, I feel like we could keep going. If I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but I feel like it didn't feel like we were pushing it all. It felt very natural. So
yeah, it was nice. Thank you so much for having me on. It's an awesome opportunity.
No problem at all. So if you aren't subbed to Seth, get over there and do it. His link has been up a few times there. It's also in the description. So go hit him up. He doesn't think he does, but he's got great content, and go see him. All right, everybody. Let's see. So Monday night, the Geek Out with Chattanooga Ed. He might not be there because he might be driving home from Aquashella on Monday. So it might be myself and my daughter, or maybe me and Lefty, or me and Larry. I don't know. I think I'm going to do the stream, but I might not have Ed. And then Tuesday, I have John from KG Tropicals for our interview.
Awesome.
And then the following Tuesday, I have Papa Shrimp. So, and then a ton more people coming up too. So, and again, I want to say one more time, if you are interested in letting me interview you, Rico, R-I-K-O, at ricostan.com. Send me an email. Just let me know that you'd like to be added to the list. If you've been involved with the Fish Fam, I'd love to interview you. So it doesn't matter what size your channel is, or even if you have any content at all, you're more than welcome. I think I said everything.
I think so. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. Go over to Ricky's or to James, or go see somebody, anybody. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.